Welcome to episode 5 of the Wheelhouse. I'm your host, Andrew O. One of your hosts, another one is right here. His name's Sterling Gavinski.
Hello.
And the other one, we've hired him back on the far side of the table, Gus Rives.
What's up?
Unfortunately.
I know. It wasn't
a breach of contract, so.
It wasn't like we didn't get any more surveys saying to bring him back. We just felt it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. I tried to fill out the survey, but I couldn't find it.
Oh. we sent it to you.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Check your email. Check your clutter.
I don't check.
Or your spam. Anyway, this is, if we pull back the curtain, this is a little weird. We're recording 2 episodes in a week to stack up for spring break.
Yeah.
Boy, this week was really busy for me because in addition to having a lot of schoolwork and a midterm, had to get through all this media we're talking about. And it was tough.
Golly gee.
Yeah, I know. Gee whiz.
Gee willikers.
It wasn't that tough.
It was for me. I watched The World's End yesterday. Had to squeeze it in.
I did too.
Between studying for my Holocaust test, which is always a delight.
Oh, see, I didn't have any class. Well, I didn't go to any class.
You had class today, but
I only had one class, and Sterling skipped it too.
I also skipped that class.
So were you on campus?
No, I just got here.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that explains it.
Anyway,
so what'd you do today?
What did I do today?
Yeah. What are you doing for 8 hours?
Yeah, if you're not going to class.
Let's see. I listened to Captain Fantastic a couple more times. And, I had an assignment for my Japanese class, but we didn't have class today. But we still had to send it in. So that's why I decided to skip the whole day.
Sure.
Man. Whole day.
How about you, Sterling? Anything interesting today or this past week?
Today, actually. So the new Macklemore and Ryan Lewis album came out today. And I thought I'd give it a listen or two because I was a fan of The Heist, which was their previous album. And I listened to, so the new album's called This Unruly Mess I've Made. I listened to it twice. Mm-hmm. And I'm semi a fan of it. I have only a few problems with it. To me, it feels kind of like The Heist Part 2. But I only want to talk about it now because I read the Pitchfork review. They gave it like a 5 or something like that, or a 5 point something. And I think that's a little harsh. I kind of disagree. But towards the end, they start talking about the last track of the album, which is White Privilege 2, which is like a 9-minute, like essentially like a monologue about Macklemore's, I guess, internal crisis about white privilege.
Being white.
Like, being a part
white,
of like Black Lives Matter protests.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I guess white guilt maybe to some extent. But
that song's been out for a while.
Yeah, and it's the last track on the album that just came out today. And in Pitchfork's review, they wrote, and I wrote this down in my notebook, this is a direct quote, "But White Privilege 2 is different from, say, Brad Paisley and LL Cool J's Accidental Racist, another race-focused song
Love it.
With its heart in the right place that nevertheless missed the mark because it made no attempt to examine its founding premises." And then they say, "Instead, Macklemore is laboring to show us brick by awkwardly wrapped brick." What does that even say? Oh, how he'll aid the foundation of his new ideology. So... Sorry, how he laid the foundation of his ideology. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a fun album. Not much to say about it, but I thought that was relevant to our show.
Would you recommend it?
I would, actually. More to those who listen to The Heist and like The Heist, because it feels to me as, even though it's 4 years too late, a direct sequel, pretty much. So...
Would you recommend it to your Wheelhouse castmates as a pitch one day and force us to listen to it?
I don't like Macklemore, so he's not pitching to me. But wait, why? So why'd you write down the quote? Do you want to comment on it?
No. I just wrote it down because it was relevant to our first episode. We discussed actually Brad Paisley's album Wheelhouse, which has the song Accidental Racist on it.
It couldn't possibly... I've only heard like bits and pieces of White Privilege too. Mm-hmm. It couldn't possibly be as...
It's not. They weren't comparing it to it. They were saying it's not as clunky as that, which, it has its heart in the right place, they're saying. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what they said about the entire album is they're like, oh, Macklemore's got good ideas and he's obviously intending to do some like, what he thinks are kind of more... revolutionary or risky things, but they're all really safely done and they're all kind of just done in an accessible manner, like saying being gay is okay, here's a song, and then every like white suburban teenager is like, yes, Mac, like I feel you.
Yeah, he's really
changing the world, Mac.
He panders a lot, I find.
That's what most people think.
Yeah.
And what I liked about the Pitchfork review is that they say like, oh, we see what he's trying to do and we respect that he's trying, and they can see that he's trying to be more interesting, but it's still kind of pandery. That's all I really have to say about it right now. But
You guys also had another Wheelhouse connection, right?
a
This past
Wheelhouse
week?
experience, you
Yeah.
could say, on Wednesday. You want to elaborate a little bit, Gus?
Well,
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
This isn't
Okay.
even really that much of a story.
No, I love the story. I think it's hilarious.
So stupid.
It
Why
is
do I have
funny.
to tell it? Okay, so our professor said Wheelhouse, not referring to our podcast, and Sterling tries to look over to me and make eye contact, but I knew he was going to, so I wouldn't give him the satisfaction.
I couldn't tell if you hadn't heard it or you were doing it on purpose.
Were you guys sitting next to
on
each other? Or like,
No, we
No,
were
no.
across the room too, which
Okay.
was funny. So Gus is at one end of the room, directly facing me, and I was sitting behind the camera in this film class, and I turned to my right and make this goofy face, you hear that? And he did not even look up.
I'm not going to.
Oh,
I saw
that
you
was
on
a
my
sad day.
peripheral vision.
I figured. Yeah.
Oh god.
What a week.
So, something that's coming up soon. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but this Sunday, the Oscars are coming up.
Oh yeah,
Have you,
Oh, yeah,
you guys
yeah.
plan to watch it?
No.
I guess so. I forgot it was this Sunday.
Yep.
I probably. Wow.
I always tell myself, I'm not going to watch it. And it's has no point. But then I always do end up watching it. I don't know why.
I think it's fun. Maybe we can make some predictions or something like that and see what
Sure.
see what happens. You want to do that at the end of the show? Maybe just name some best picture.
By
and
the
then see
time
what
this
happens.
comes out, everyone will know.
But it'll be funny too. We'll get
Sure,
to look
yeah.
back at it after
Yeah.
it comes.
At the end or right now? Because I don't have a prediction. I have a hope.
What do you guys think? Ender right now.
Okay, yeah. What's your hope?
I hope Leo doesn't win the Oscar.
Did you see The Revenant?
No.
Okay,
I just
I
hope
didn't
he
either.
doesn't win, so people on the internet will be sad. Yeah. Anyway, well, although I've heard, while The Revenant is a good movie, it's not like he does much. He's
Yeah,
just
I
in
heard
the cold.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I heard Tom
does a
Hardy
better
does
job.
great, and I do like Leo.
What are these? What are these
say.
percentages on this?
Oh, these are Bing predictions of which will win Best Picture.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Revenant probably is gonna win.
It won at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Martian is up.
Yeah, that's Best Picture.
I know. When
That's
I
weird.
first saw that, the trailers for that movie, I was not even remotely interested. But
Brooklyn at 1%.
okay, I
don't think it should win.
wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn did win, though. It's one of
Really?
those movies like King's Speech, where it's all these nice-looking European characters overcoming struggles, and that's Oscar magic right there
but
every year.
The King's Speech is good.
I love the
But
King's Speech. Yeah.
I thought Brooklyn didn't have that much of that big deep struggle
Like the struggle.
12 Years a
Yeah,
Slave
that's
had
fair.
or anything like that.
Oh, by no means
So-
is it on the same level of struggle.
Then there's Leo in the cold shivering and stuff.
Poor Leo,
He might take the gold.
man.
Have you guys seen Spotlight?
No.
I've only seen Mad
That's
Max
the Catholic
and
Church
Brooklyn.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No.
Boston
I
Globe
haven't seen
journalist.
No,
Pretty
yeah.
awesome.
it. I heard Room is great.
Yep.
I want to see
Yep.
that. And I've heard Big Short is great too.
Mad Max?
Yeah,
Saw
I
it
have
twice
seen Mad
in the
Max.
theater.
I like Mad Max, but I did not think it was going to be an Oscar or anything.
It's
Maybe visual effects, maybe
It's like
cinematography.
like an
but-
awesome fun movie, but
yeah,
it's not
a good action movie.
It's not like it doesn't affect you that much.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's not Best Picture in my opinion. If I would switch that out for Inside Out.
I've never even
that's
heard
my
of Bridge
opinion.
of Spies.
Bridge of Spies.
That's Steven Spielberg.
I can
Directed.
read, but I
You
never
can?
heard of it.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be good about I guess the Communist Party in America and some lawsuit that I know nothing about.
Oh wait, is that Bryan Cranston? Is he in that?
No,
Is
you're
that-
thinking Trumbo.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Different movie. Anyway.
Isn't that up for something? Or he is? Bryan Cranston?
Trumbo, I think, has some nominations.
Yeah,
there he is.
Best actor.
There's
Well, they have Leo at, oh my god, 73%.
Danish girl.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl.
Haven't seen that.
He won last year, right? Or
If
the
not
year
last year, it
before?
was for The Theory of Everything, yeah.
yeah,
that movie
was
was
last
okay.
year.
Yeah, that was okay.
It was.
I didn't see it.
Anyway,
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I haven't seen enough of these films
Yep,
to
yep.
say anything.
yeah, true.
But yeah, maybe I'll see The Revenant before Sunday and have an opinion.
Probably not.
Probably
Because
not.
you gotta
Probably
do some
not.
Wheelhouse stuff.
Yeah, and we got to do that right now too.
Yes.
So let's get to it. Let's Wheelhouse this thing.
If you are new to the show and don't know how the Wheelhouse works, Here's how it works. Every week, we each recommend a piece of media that the other two have not experienced. We go out, watch, listen, or play those recommendations, then come back and review them. This episode, we have a video game, an album, and a song, which is new, to recommend. But first, it's time to recommend our recommendations from last week, starting with Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. My pick, because I love Elton John. He's amazing.
We're starting with that?
What?
Okay.
Let's go.
That's fine.
What would you
Captain
rather start
Fantastic.
with?
No, just
Okay.
go for it.
Kill him.
The
Do it.
short
Anyway.
film, but anyway.
Question for you guys.
Mm.
What is your experience with Elton John? Have you listened to any of his other albums? I know you guys are big fans of Crocodile Rock, but
Love Crocodile Rock.
Yeah.
Grew up with the hits on the oldies radio that my father would frequently listen to in his convertible going down the highway.
Elton John.
But other than that, I've listened to most of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and then no other album. So
Sterling.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I know like his hits in general.
Sure.
You know, like I've heard them before. I'm like, oh, Rocket Man, cool song.
Your song.
Your song. I love your
Saturday
song.
Night is great. Love Saturday Night.
Saturday Night is on. It's on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Closer,
that's
right?
a cool song.
Or second to last. Whatever.
Goodbye.
Captain Fantastic.
Yes. Which I personally think is fantastic.
It-
What do you guys think?
I agree. I think it's very fantastic.
I think it is
but-
very good.
Yeah, I wrote close second to Goodbye.
Yes.
Yellow Brick
I would agree.
Road.
Yeah, I would say Goodbye is better. But
Gus, little grumpy pants over there. You say it's only very good. We're on the fantastic team. So you're on the
it left me wanting more
you're on the brown dirt.
because
side.
I thought I don't know, like so the highs on this album were great.
Yeah.
But I felt like some of them were just kind of not like bad, but they were just kind of filler I could have done without. But is it time where I can guess your second favorite Elton John song?
Let's do a track by track and then we can
Sounds good.
Okay.
So-
I'm so excited to choose.
It's gonna be like the last one.
to clarify, this isn't my
Okay.
favorite song,
second.
Elton John song. It's my favorite song on this album, and it's my second favorite of his overall.
But not
Okay.
second favorite of all time.
No,
And this is your
Goodbye
second
is
favorite Elton John
his
album,
favorite.
or is this your favorite album?
second favorite.
Okay.
Goodbye is still the best.
Yeah. Okay. Track by track.
Okay. Title track.
That's one of my favorite ones.
I know.
I like it a lot.
I like parts of it.
What?
The beginning part reminds me of Brad Paisley.
It,
just to bring
okay,
him back.
I wrote some country vibes.
yeah,
it's
I didn't-
kind of a country song.
I didn't like care for the country vibe part though.
I mean, but it kind of gives that aesthetic, like they're
the
on
cowboy
the road.
thing.
I
kinda,
get
you know.
that, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't
Captain
like it. I
Whatever, man.
Fantastic.
But I thought like the latter half of the song, it got
Where
a
it,
lot
like,
better.
starts going,
Yeah, yeah.
It
It gets a lot. It
Well,
drops the whole country thing
It gets
mostly.
upbeat.
One thing notable, it takes like a whole 3 minutes to actually get to the chorus.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
build
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
For me, it works.
It's a lot of storytelling, which is something that appealed to me about this album is the whole like the autobiographical thing you were talking about. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And it's a good opener for that.
Yeah.
I think.
I like build up too, but he does way better on other songs on this album.
Yeah, that's a common motif.
Yeah.
It always starts off with Elton, just a piano, kind of soft, and then guitar
Yeah.
kicks in, bass, drums, and it's usually full blown by the chorus. So, number 2, Tower of Babel.
Love it.
Tower of Babel.
Babel.
Yeah,
Elton
no,
John
that's
showing off
another of
his
my favorites.
his chorus skills.
Yeah.
It's probably my second favorite. I like it a lot.
Yeah, amazing melody,
Yeah.
silky smooth vocal
Melody
delivery.
game is strong.
It's a fun song.
Yeah.
Number 3, Bitter Fingers.
This is another of my favorites. I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like the tempo change where it starts going into like the piano pops up.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
again,
song a lot.
it's following that pattern soft at the beginning with just him and the piano, and then kicks
Yeah.
in with the drums and gets a lot fast
Yeah, it's
paced.
like dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Number 4, Tell Me When the Whistle Blows.
Whistle blows.
This one's forgettable for me.
This one is forgettable for me as
Okay,
well.
yeah,
There
I
are
put a little
parts
squiggle.
where I do like the melody and whatnot, but I don't know. This was the first one where I was like, okay, I could have done without this.
Yeah, I had the exact same feeling when I listened to it the first time. It's unique. It has a sort of disco feel
Yeah,
with the string
with the
backing.
opener, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the opening, sorry.
But yeah, nothing really stand out about that one.
I agree.
Number 5, Someone Saved My Life Tonight.
Awesome
My
song.
favorite. Yeah,
Yes,
this one is great.
It's definitely the best song on the album.
This is an amazing.
But it's
song.
not. Is it your second favorite?
Well, we'll
Elton
see
John song?
when we get to the end. But yeah, it was the only single off this album. It's the best.
Yeah, I thought I heard the beginning, piano part before somewhere else.
It sounds
and I was
really
like,
familiar.
What is that? But I didn't remember the rest of the song. But
Kanye did sample this song in Good Morning in Graduation.
Oh.
I've never listened to Graduation.
Yeah.
But
I knew that part. I was like, I felt like I was like, oh, someone used that in something. I didn't think it was a sample though. I thought it was just a similar melody.
It's Kanye.
That's hilarious.
and this was the song I was thinking of good build up, just a whole lot of build up throughout.
That is like a
Great.
super Elton song.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the most Elton John song I've ever heard.
It might be my favorite Elton John song that I've heard.
Wow.
So
That's a good one.
Very emotional. Bravado vocal performance. Knocks it out of the park. Anyway, moving on. Side 2. Gotta Get a Meal Ticket.
I like it.
Pretty good. I just wrote rock and roll.
Yeah. I wrote rock and guitar riff.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like the part where he like says Skid Row. I don't remember how he says it, but that part like
Yeah,
always sticks with me.
yeah,
Like it's
I
really
remember.
catchy.
7. Better Off Dead.
My least favorite.
Really, I like the piano intro thingy, and I like the melodies and stuff.
My only note was them drums.
It sounds like a
Is this the one with like the weird echoey drum
Yeah,
part in the
yeah.
middle? Yeah. Okay.
sounds
It's like a
like
little out of sync or something.
Yeah.
it's a number in a musical.
This whole album felt like a musical to me.
Yeah, but something about this song in particular, and it rubbed me the wrong way, not a way I
Yeah.
liked, and that's kind of why I don't care for it. I listened, so I was in traffic on the way here, and I was able to listen to the whole album again, and I decidedly skipped this song,
Oh,
something
no.
I don't usually do. Yeah,
But
but
when you,
it's the shortest track, so
Mhm.
it's like it's
Man.
not that offensive.
when you talk about musical, like, come on, just look at that album art.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to actually look at it up close like this.
It looks like a cereal box.
I'd eat that cereal.
It kind of reminds me of
fact-
Dookie a little bit, like the Dookie album cover.
It's just how busy it is.
Yeah, with all the
Yeah.
stuff going on.
I can't even make out what half this shit is.
No, I don't
Captain
even know.
Fantastic and the Brown Dookie Cowboy.
Dude, yeah,
Dookie.
do a mashup.
Oh, that like Yeezer.
Yeezer, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Writing.
Writing.
Okay. I wrote guitar part silly. I don't remember what it was, but there's like a part
No, I
like in the
get you.
middle that
Yeah.
I was thinking about this song on the way here, and you know when you like stay at a hotel and you turn on the TV and it's the default hotel channel with like the
Yeah.
like the narrator saying, "Thanks for staying at the whatever inn." This is the music that would be playing.
Yes. Especially the intro with the guitar coming
Yeah,
in.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, but I don't know. It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah. He's kind of talking about writing songs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's okay. I wrote
Yeah.
delightful little ditty.
Yeah, I have a check and a squiggle.
Oh.
What?
So
That's
that's
new.
like pretty middle of the road for me.
Man.
All right, and then move on to the last 2 tracks, which are usually grouped together. Track 9, We All
they,
Fall
like,
in Love Sometimes.
blend a little
are
bit,
they?
Right?
Yeah. In concert, he usually plays both at the same time.
That's cool.
We All Fall in Love Sometimes.
Okay. I was underwhelmed by
What?
the song.
I was
Yeah.
underwhelmed too.
What?
I thought it was
I-
one of the more forgettable
I
songs.
knew you were gonna like it too. I saw in that pre-show playlist that
Mhm.
Keith Buckley covers both
Oh,
of them. I
Jeff
guess
Buckley.
Jeff Buckley. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the Hallelujah guy
Yeah.
Buckley?
covers. Who's Keith Buckley?
fuck is that?
But Jeff Buckley
Keith
covers
Urban?
both those songs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I don't know. I was a little underwhelmed by "We All Fall in Love Sometimes." I thought I wrote pretty but forgettable.
Mm.
yeah.
But then, okay. Oh. Gus.
Well, like when I listened to it, I kept thinking, yeah, I liked the melody, okay, but then after the song ended, every time I listened, I was like, I can't recall what I just listened to.
Yeah.
Mainly because the final track, Curtains, is way better.
yeah.
Curtains
I
is
like
awesome.
Curtains a lot. It's a great closer.
Yeah.
I wrote "Swells."
Swell.
I wrote Grand. It becomes
It
really
is
grand
very
by the
grand.
end with there's church bells in the
Yeah,
background.
Yeah. Curtains is awesome. I like it.
When I first listened to it, I was underwhelmed, but listening to it over and over again, it was sort of a slow burn, and yeah, really like it.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
which is my favorite? on
Okay,
this
so
album?
I have 2 guesses.
Don't
No,
don't
you-
say if.
Okay, yeah.
How about we each guess one?
Okay.
And don't tell us which is right until we both said them.
Okay.
Okay, so my guess was Someone Saved My Life Tonight. I was
Okay.
like, just seems like an Andrew song.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one you were gonna guess?
It was, yeah.
So I'll just take your spot. And
I'm
say
gonna
my
guess
second
another one just because I'm just gonna guess like the title track. I don't know. What is it?
Okay,
Okay.
wait. My second guess is "We All Fall in Love Sometimes."
Okay.
That would suck.
I know.
You are all wrong.
Wow.
Curtains?
It's Curtains.
Oh,
okay, that was my
wow.
gonna be my
So-
Love Curtains so much, yeah.
It took a
it was
took
a slow
while
burn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
for you to like it.
Yeah, it did take a while. And for the longest time it was Someone Save My Life Tonight, which I still think is the best song, but I love Curtains so much.
Well,
Curtains is in my top 3. Curtains, Tower of Babel, and Someone Saved My Life Tonight.
Yeah.
I love those 3.
yeah.
Well, what did you guys think about Bernie Taupin's writing, like his lyrics?
So lyrics I thought were pretty solid throughout, but there was a few I didn't write them down. I'm trying to remember. There's a few moments that I thought were like really corny, kind of. But other than that, like I thought it was solid throughout.
Elton John songs always have silly lyrics.
Yes.
But I like on the more, I guess, emotional parts, like on Someone Saved My Life Tonight.
Yeah.
I think the lyrics
definitely.
serve the song really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was nothing glaring like on, again, Paisley or Say Anything that I was just like, I don't like this line. This verse is gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like Curtains so much, because it reads like a poem, and you don't completely understand it. There's some work you need to put into it to try and
Yeah.
get it. But I do like the fact that, no, you could just leave it as it is and accept that you won't completely understand everything they're referring to. That adds to the magic.
It was kind of like that throughout, I thought. Like in the opening track, too. It was pretty heavy with metaphors and like characters and stuff. So I was kind of like piecing it together as it went, which was fun. It's good.
Andrew, when did you get into Elton John?
Ooh.
Like, how did you stumble upon?
It was definitely early high school. I think I listened to a podcast where so there was rumors of an Elton John movie starring Tom Hardy, which I don't know
Really?
if that's still in development or probably in limbo. But yeah, so I was listening to a podcast. They brought that up, and then they had mentioned, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, one of the greatest albums of all time. I'm like, oh, I should check that out. I listened to it, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then I, discovering Elton John, heard about Captain Fantastic, and I was scared listening to it for the first time, because I was scared that it would not be as good as Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and it would just
Easily
be,
frightened as always.
What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean scared?
because I'm like, oh, I just discovered this amazing artist. I love his
Oh, I
one
know
album.
what you mean.
I hope, really hope
There we go.
that it's still good.
I would get that way about like a new release, like if one of my favorite artists, especially like an old
TLP.
one. Yeah, well, yeah, but
But yeah, then I played the title track, and it blew my mind, and I fell in love with it. Because it did so many cool things with the gradual build-up,
Yeah.
the guitars coming in here and there, that rattle. I love that rattle. And ever since, I've been, in love,
Oh my.
as you can say. So, did you guys get a chance to listen to the bonus tracks?
I
No.
heard Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds a few times.
oh,
but
I've
didn't
listened
hear
to that song before.
Yep.
But the other bonus tracks, no.
Yeah.
One Day at a Time was a John Lennon cover, and then
Oh,
Philadelphia
yeah.
Freedom, which was a single that they just attached later to this album.
I think I've heard that song before, but the Lucy cover is great.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And then there's also that Pinball Wizard cover, which was for the movie Tommy.
That's cool. I didn't even see that.
Yep. Oh, I should have added that to the pre-show playlist. That'd have been cool to see. Anyway, that's Elton John. And our first review. And now we shall move on to Spider.
Spider, short
Spoiler.
film. Only
Yeah.
like, it's less than 10 minutes, I think.
Like nine
And
something.
it did not feel like 10 minutes to me.
like
In like
shorter.
Bad way or good way?
No, in a good way.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
It felt like an
Yeah,
hour.
that was ominous the way you said that.
Let's talk.
So
about
yeah,
it.
great. So this, I thought this was a great short film because so I'm in a screenwriting class and right now we're working on a screenplay for a short film, and Andrew took this class last semester, so he knows what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But this is awesome because it's a great example of how to like affect people in such a short amount of time and surprise people. I don't know if I necessarily call them twists, but there's kind of like two big moments, so to speak.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
first we should say, spoilers
Yeah,
for Spider
spoilers.
and also for The World's End coming up.
Yeah.
You should see both if you
Yes.
Yes.
haven't. All right. So did you
So
guys?
You said it was great.
It's great.
I thought it was just good.
Yeah, I
thought
wouldn't
it
go.
was
I wouldn't
great.
go as far as to say great. I was a little. I was caught off guard. Definitely, I was surprised, and that was very effective because I like not cringed because of like the quality, but cringed because I was like, oh, ouch. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about the first
first
part?
hit.
When she gets hit by the car.
She gets hit by the girlfriend gets hit by the car.
Yeah, it looked
Jill.
like she like folded over. She like crumpled up
Yeah.
and was like, poof, and I was like, oh, gross. And then he gets stabbed in the eye
At the end.
the syringe, and that also caught me off guard. And I was like, ooh, oh man, like
Yes.
those were very intense.
Yes, those are the two parts.
Yes.
So I had a feeling something big was coming.
Yes.
I didn't know if she was necessarily gonna get hit by a car or if they were gonna crash or something like that. And so when she did get hit by the car, mind you, I was in a class full of people. So who knows? Maybe the experience with watching with multiple people,
No, it's always different.
influences this. And so everyone, when she gets hit, they were cringing and gasping and being like, oh God, and at that point, at least I felt that it was almost kind of like I don't know if drama is the right word, but it was a dramatic scene. She got hit.
Yeah.
The boyfriend probably feels like shit because he basically tossed this fake plastic spider he bought at her.
You always take it too far.
Which
One
made her
step too far.
which made her jump backwards and get hit by an oncoming car.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to when the ambulance is there, and they are going to I guess inject her with what would that be, morphine or something?
Probably.
And
some sort of pain killer.
And the damn plastic spider
Returns.
scares the guy about to administer the shot,
Yeah.
and he flinches backwards and stabs the boyfriend in the eye, wrapping the whole thing together because it starts with a quote from mom.
It's all fun and games
until someone gets an eye out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
For me, reading that, the whole time I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for someone to get their eye stabbed.
Yeah.
That's what I felt the whole time. So that wasn't really a surprise. I felt
I didn't
that
think
coming.
they were actually going to like do something with an eye. I just knew
No,
someone was going
I
to get
felt
hurt.
that.
Yeah.
I felt that.
I was still kind of surprised with the car thing. I knew the spider was going to have some sort of... So first of all,
Yeah,
it's
well,
called Spider,
called
obviously. And she's like saying all this stuff like, you always take it too far. And then he's like getting all these flowers and he gets the spider too. And I was like, dude, she just like lectured you about this. Don't do it. And he gets in the car and he puts it in the little mirror thing, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
little
yeah.
overhead mirror thing. She pulls down the thing. The spider falls on her and she freaks out. They pull over. She jumps backwards and this car
Yeah.
comes by. So I wasn't expecting the car thing to happen, but I figured she was gonna be like, this is the last straw. Like she was just gonna get really mad.
Oh,
And the
okay.
spider was gonna like ruin the relationship or something. I didn't really expect it to be I didn't expect there to be any death.
No one dies because
I
there's a
guess
sequel,
technically not.
Spider 2.
Are you serious?
I don't know if it's called Spider 2, but there's a sequel.
What?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but
It's the exact
on it.
same, except it's two spiders coming out of the mirror.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I love the slow build up
saying that.
at the beginning, really
Yeah.
establishing the characters, and it kind of just portrays like this banality of their world, so you kind of get almost comfortable while having that thing in the back of your head going, okay, something's going to happen, but you do not expect that coming. So
yeah, I thought it was good writing, and it's like it was kind of upsetting. Like you feel kind of bad.
that's what I wanted to ask. Did you think this was funny, or did you think this was like?
that's one of my questions. Is it funny?
Because so when she gets hit by the car, I did not laugh.
Yeah,
I was
neither
like,
did
oh.
I.
That was a jaw drop.
I was kind of like, oh
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But when he got stabbed in the eye, some people in my class were still kind of like taken aback by that.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
I
thought
agree.
That was
To me,
hilarious.
the excess, like the fact that it was so ridiculous that the spider caused someone else to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
injured, that part made me laugh. I was like, oh, you got stabbed in the eye. You got it coming, man.
I was thankful.
You were thankful.
Jack, that jerk,
Like he deserved
finally
it.
got his comeuppance. You know?
Yeah. I guess that injury was a little more of like a gut punch ending, like a little silly, like
Yeah.
Which, yeah, for me, my biggest problem with this short film is that, that getting stabbed in the eye with the syringe did feel silly. It felt forced, even like these sort of short films just being violent for violence sake and just trying to like top what came before it. I don't know.
I didn't think it was that violent because there's no blood.
yeah. It's not that it was violent. I think it was just to me it felt like not like over the top, but it like you always take it too far, you know, like they were saying in the thing.
And you love that accent.
Yeah, no, that was like a Scottish accent. I don't know what I'm doing. Was this like in South Africa or something?
It must have been in like I thought it was Australia maybe.
I was Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa. I didn't know which one.
Australia. Yeah.
Sydney.
There we go. But yeah, I just like it.
So any
it clearly affected people.
Yeah.
Where other shorts we watched in the class, I felt were not that interesting, so to speak. But like cinematography wise, it felt like really unsaturated, like the colors.
Or
and
yeah.
everything, which I didn't.
I think it did it on purpose again to add to the sort of like
yeah, I guess.
dull feeling.
But it like every film looks like that. They're all dull.
Oh,
But
that's their fault.
yeah.
But Gus, any lessons, any takeaways for you when you're writing your script,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
Mr. Screenwriter?
So yeah, you gotta have
Every story needs.
a build up. There you
Oh, I
go.
thought you were gonna say a spider.
No, but it definitely put in perspective that you want to make something interesting, and that could be a number of different ways, not just like shock value or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We watched another one, which you have seen, called Gowanus 83 or something like that.
I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like a Tarantino-esque thing, except
Mhm.
it's done well. At least I think so. And that was hilarious also
Mm-hmm.
for different reasons. But basically, through those two, I feel I have a better grasp of what to write. Yeah,
Better be good.
I hope.
I'll be disappointed in you.
I hope. Andrew's filming one of his scripts from last
Oh,
semester,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Are you going to share that when you finish?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah. The script's not complete.
It's not?
I've had other people read it, and they've kind of got into the same problems.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Which
Yeah.
we don't need to go into detail.
Well, that's good.
Now, but
That's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
though.
anyway, speaking of movies, going from short to feature length, The World's End,
Here we
Sterling's
go.
recommendation.
Yes.
I did not get a chance. I know I said last week I didn't see Shaun of the Dead or Hot
Oh,
Fuzz.
man.
Didn't have time. Shaun of the Dead sitting in my dorm, DVD.
It
on my
it
desk.
doesn't matter.
I know.
But Shaun of the Dead's good though, so you should still see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Oh,
especially if
definitely.
you liked this, go back and see Shaun of the Dead.
Well, did I?
Did
Let's
you?
find out. I, for one, didn't get the chance to watch it again this weekend, so I'm going off of my last viewing, which is probably less than a year ago. But I know enough about the movie because I've
Jesus.
seen it. I've seen it quite a few times, so I can.
Get with the program. We had to spend money to see this.
Yeah.
Spent
That's $4.
I said
Yeah.
I would like get it, and you guys could watch it. But
$3.99.
anyways,
Gus, you are probably more acquainted with the Edgar Wright because you've seen his previous
I've seen the other
films
two,
in this trilogy.
yes.
So, stacking up with those, what did you think?
I thought this movie was fantastic. It's
Really?
hilarious. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Andrew grimaced. So I can
Because
only
just the fact that you used Fantastic for this and not Captain Fantastic. That's the only
that was
reason.
unintentional. No, I this is awesome. Yeah, I really liked it.
Tell me more.
It capped the three flavors Cornetto trilogy quite well. I don't know where it fits. I probably like the other two more.
I do as well. Yeah.
But it's still great. I when I was viewing this, I forgot about. I knew that this had like a sci-fi sort of twist to it, but I actually forgot about that.
Yeah,
And then
no,
so
so
for
did
for the like the beginning part of the movie, I was just like, just watching it and having a good time because it actually was compelling. And then they get to the bathroom fight, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'd forgotten
this.
about it too, and that came up.
Isn't
like,
that
oh,
fight
yeah.
great?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
That's terrific.
Oh, that was awesome.
The choreography is so cool.
Yeah,
And
so-
it looks like it's like a long take and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
so
awesome.
so the main word I use to describe this film is surprising. It's very surprising. Again, on the obvious level that if you don't know the twist that the world's being taken over by robots or androids or whatever
Yeah.
or blanks.
Blanks,
yeah,
blue
that
bloods, something like that.
comes as a complete surprise. But also, I was surprised by how tense it was, how well choreographed the action was, and even how like affecting it was, like on an emotional level at some points. Like it definitely nailed all those points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, for me, I also forgot that there was that sci-fi twist. So that first like 20 minutes or so, not liking it.
Really?
Yeah. I thought Gary King, Simon Pegg's character, was obnoxious.
Annoying? Yeah, I know.
Which I guess
Yeah.
is part of his character,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
I agree, but I thought it was hilarious. Like
And
one
then-
of my favorite
yeah.
parts is when talking about like where's Gary and he's playing Need for Speed. I love that part.
but I thought that they were laying it on too thick with the whole, growing up and leaving the past behind idea.
They especially for Gary, they really force that
They
upon
drill
you.
it
It's
in your head,
He can't let go of the past. He has all these things, and they're like, "What? You still have that? That's so weird."
Yeah,
Would it really be
yeah.
that weird if someone had a tape from when they were in high school? I don't think that'd be that weird. But
But he
prob-
did
probably
mention
not,
that
yeah.
it stayed in his car the whole time,
maybe, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I had thought that was the trajectory for the film. So I was like, Edgar, what are you doing? But then it hits that 180.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Edgar.
That's awesome.
I was wrong. You're so right.
Forgive me.
Yeah. And yeah, it feels like a completely different film by that point when it becomes sci-fi.
It really does.
Yeah.
It feels totally different.
Yeah. WTF with that blue blood.
Yeah, good tone shift there,
Mhm.
I think.
And for anyone who's like experiencing this movie, once you get to that point, it is an indication of whether you're on board with it or not. If that turns you off, then you're not going to like the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
Fair.
how anyone would be like, "Oh man, I was really digging this, and now that it's going this way, I'm done with it."
Yeah, now
But-
it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it does go to some absurd places,
Especially at the very
Very
end.
which
Yeah.
The ending.
The ending is probably
absurd,
the
absurd.
weakest part
Yes.
of the
I
whole
agree.
movie.
and you know I love the absurd, but this is a little too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just when it gets to the complete post-apocalyptic part, like the very end,
Yeah.
it felt completely out of place.
Yeah,
It
I
really
agree.
did.
I agree.
It really did. It actually bummed me out because I just wanted them to do the gold mile and then.
I know. I wanted
I'll be friends.
like a satisfying ending.
I mean, because
Yeah.
technically he didn't finish
silly.
it, right? Because he didn't get the last drink
I guess
at the
not.
world's end.
Maybe there'd be a quadrilogy at World's End too. Who knows?
But it also seems like he's sober too in the
Yes.
post-apocalyptic ending where he's like,
Yeah.
Water. Well, maybe they don't have beer in the.
oh yeah,
apocalypse.
true.
But I think I don't know, to get more philosophical with the ending.
Yeah.
The reason I think it felt wrong was throughout the film there are some like elements that you feel are from like archetypes, like from Arthurian legend or
Oh, yeah.
like the Odyssey or stuff. So when it gets to the end, you feel like there should be a return home in some sense, but no, it's just completely devoid of that. And the biggest problem I have, I don't know what it's trying to say. What's the message of this movie?
I don't think there really is one. Do you think there's a message to any of the three movies?
So, question: does there have to be a message?
No. But again,
Okay.
it feels like it's leaning
it's
towards that
trying to
direction.
say something,
Or
about
like
it?
it's leaning there with the whole idea of people not acting like robots, and also at
Yeah,
the beginning
yeah.
with leaving the past.
Don't hold on to the past because tomorrow might not be there.
And it goes
Crispy.
with the final confrontation with the network
Yeah.
and like the AI at the end. You still feel like okay, it's going to tie it all together in some sense, but it completely abandons that by the end.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Maybe
he does a whole thing where he's like, "We're humans," and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then I guess at the ending, like in the post-apocalyptic ending
Mhm.
sense, he's still human, but
He hangs out with blanks or
yeah,
robots,
and he's in a bar full of
humans.
humans with the blanks, and they're like, "We don't like your kind here."
Yeah.
So I see how that could be like a total shift from what could have been the message.
Mhm.
But I feel like it still kind of goes along with it. Like it's like showing people are still ignorant even in this like kind of post-apocalyptic universe. Could be. I don't know. I've never really.
I don't think he's trying
Trying to
to say
think about
anything.
it.
I think he
Which,
knew
yeah.
that like this ending would be jarring. And,
It's definitely done purposefully.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And so I think he would just went all in on this and was just like,
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna-
can imagine Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg like in their living room writing the ending. They,
Oh, yeah.
they get to the part where, when they're talking with the network and they're like, "Oh, what should we do?" And they're thinking like they don't know. Like, and then someone throws out a joke like, "Oh, what if the whole world blows up or
Yeah,
something?"
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh,
Like,
that's funny,"
sure.
and they just put
yeah,
it
the
in.
do that.
explosion's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But it's great. The
Oh,
humor is
yeah.
great.
Let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
I-
writing. I want to hear about that.
Yeah,
it's
I've been
dry.
bagging on it this whole time, but
It-
yeah, I did think it was great too overall. The writing.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's great.
There was even a few times where I was laughing out loud. Something I don't
Yes,
do often.
Nice.
However, I'd probably say it's the least funny of the three. Not even as like a fault. It's just I still think this movie is fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot more serious moments compared to
Yeah. I would say.
Um,
Shaun of the Dead is probably that probably I would say is the most serious of the three.
True, yeah.
With the stakes, I guess.
And the ending and his friend.
Yeah.
Wait,
Which is hilarious.
Well, what did you just say? I didn't hear that.
No.
Good, because it was
Okay.
a
Don't
spoiler.
edit the podcast until you watch Shaun
Oh
of the Dead.
no. It's like a minefield going through editing.
Yeah, but one thing that's really cool about this movie, I think that Simon and Edgar as a team have gotten so good at writing that like again with Shaun of the Dead Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, you can watch them like 10, 20 times and notice new things about the writing. And with this movie, there's actually a lot, especially to the humor. Like there's a lot of layers. And one thing I don't know if you guys notice is you know how it always shows the names of the bars they go to? Did you notice that that the names kind of played on?
Yeah, I actually knew about that before.
Okay,
so.
that's what.
Wait, what were the...
The names of the bars were indicative of what happens at that bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I didn't notice that.
There's so many like intricate little things.
My
placed in
favorite
there.
one's a hole in the wall because they only spend like 30 seconds there, and he's trying to get a drink, Simon Pegg, and then a car comes into the wall, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love how now that in present day, when they go to each of the bars, they all look the same and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, also a huge testament to Edgar Wright's style, with the
Yeah. Oh yeah.
quick editing, jump cuts, all that stuff.
Yeah. Visual comedy.
Stylish. At points.
And that's what I was saying too. Is like this one, like even though I think it is the worst of the three movies, I think he's been able to hone his style so well that in this one, like you see it more. It's more in your face and in a good way because he does it so masterfully that it's hard to avoid basically watching.
This movie made me
Cry.
not want the Cornetto trilogy to be over. There has to be more.
I know, right?
Right.
What a good team.
New trilogy.
Like, seriously.
What is Edgar Wright working on now, if anything? Do you guys know?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he was commissioned to do a Marvel film, and that didn't happen. It was Ant-Man, right?
Yep.
Okay, so past that, I have no clue.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh well, I'm sure whatever he does will be great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Now, with our reviews concluded, it is time to move on to our recommendations, stuff we will do
yes.
in 3 days until the next time we record. Luckily, a couple of them are short, but
Yeah.
mine is the longest of the three.
What is yours? I don't even know what yours is.
It's a game.
It's a video
Oh,
game
right.
called Device 6. It is one of my favorite games of all time.
Wow.
Andrew has a weird list of favorite games of all time.
Yeah, Frog Fractions being
Frog
on that list.
Fractions. Hatful Boyfriend.
Nope, that's not on there. Nope.
Nah, yeah, it is.
I think that's number 1, actually.
Device 6,
Yes.
apparently.
Released October 17th, 2013. Developed by Simogo, one of my favorite game developers of all time. They've made Bumpy Road, Beak Sneak Bandit, Year Walk, which I will probably also recommend because that game is phenomenal. It's a horror game on the iPhone. And recently The Sailor's Dream, which is kind of okay. But Device 6 is definitely the best. It's a text-based adventure game. Wait, what are you laughing? Again, every time I recommend something, you guys always interrupt me with laughter.
No, please.
Hey,
continue.
man, you could keep going over. You don't have to pay attention to the laughter.
Okay, I will.
That was
Shut up,
very,
Sterling.
that was very rude, Sterling. Apologize.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I didn't mean it.
Anyway, you play a character named Anna. You wake up in a mysterious castle. You don't know why you're there, and you got to figure out why and what happened to you. What I love about this game is that it takes complete advantage of the platform. It's only on iOS. And by the nature of the game, you can only play it on iOS or iPhone. So try and visualize this. So it's primarily text-based. So you will do a lot of reading, but it portrays it in a completely novel way. For example, imagine you're reading. It says, okay, Anna walks down the hallway, and it describes the hallway. As you're reading that text, the actual block of text becomes the shape of a hallway. As you scroll, you hear her footsteps. When the text says, like, she starts to hear music in the next room, you start hearing music faintly. And the more you scroll, not only will the text say you're moving down the hallway, but physically that's also a proxy for that movement. You also hear that music becoming louder. So the use of the text creates not a literal space on the iPhone, but also a space within the game world itself. It's pretty mind-blowing when you first play it. Be prepared. Stuff like she's walking down the hallway and she gets to a locked door. you're trying to scroll down the text, you can't because the door's locked. So you got to scroll back up to the other text and see something you missed.
Why do you spoil
really
things
interesting.
all the time?
I'm sorry.
Now I know what to do.
Yeah, but when you get past that locked door,
What awaits?
anyway. So
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
super sleek aesthetic. The use of sound, like I mentioned, is great. The music that is there is really atmospheric. The puzzles, I forgot to mention the main gameplay is reading and also puzzle solving. Ingenious puzzles.
Good.
Get ready to whip out a paper and pen.
Nice.
You're gonna need it.
Is this like Professor Layton level puzzles?
Maybe I haven't played it.
Oh, you're missing out.
Sorry.
Yeah, you'd probably really like Professor Layton.
I'm sure.
It's
I
fun.
will. And the story, full of intrigue, a lot of replayability. Also, you're gonna play through it and go, "Oh, now I know how this ends. I want to go back and fill in all those clues again." Love it how it blends. To summarize, love it how it blends a fascinating narrative with compelling puzzle gameplay that can only be experienced on the platform. It's only on the iOS App Store for $3.99.
Okay.
It's okay.
It sounds awesome.
I spent $3.99 on
World's End.
World's End, so that's fine.
That's our entire budget, $4
Per week.
A week, yeah. Except
So-
I paid $20 for Gone Home.
I'm sorry. And you didn't even play it the right way.
Classic.
So, Device 6. Now,
Cool.
Next pitch is
Should we do mine because it's shortest?
no, Sterling.
Really?
Yeah, I've already decided. Sterling is
Wonderful.
pitching something very interesting,
Okay.
to say the least.
So I would like to pitch The Life of Pablo, which is the 7th studio album by Kanye West, which came out like last week or so. It's had a lot of press because in the week before the album's release, as you guys both know, the name was changed, the track list was changed, new songs were added, songs were removed, and it is now only available for streaming on Tidal. And I believe there will be an iTunes version eventually.
Didn't he say it'll never be on iTunes?
Or did he?
Maybe.
Or did he pitch that and then take that back?
At
as
this
well?
point, you can't
yeah,
believe
I
anything
totally.
he says.
I take everything he says with a grain of salt. So
Take it with a block of salt.
And you
Yeah.
might have to take this album with a grain of salt, but
Ooh.
I'll see what you guys
interesting.
think.
I'm very intrigued. I like Kanye. I do, but
I really
I
like
think you
Kanye.
guys kind of already know what I think about this album. I think we may have talked about it in passing,
Mhm.
maybe. Okay, yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. So I don't want to taint your ideas with. I'm sure you're going to go in with an open mind and everything like that, as you always do.
gotta read all music review. Oh, Pitchfork review first.
Read the reviews after you listen to the album. You may have seen Anthony Fantano's review already. If you have, don't think about it.
Well, I know what score he gave it.
Yeah, it's pretty low, but yeah.
It's okay.
So I'm pretty excited to talk about it because this is in the news.
It'll probably
It's
be
controversial.
Yeah, it'll probably be an
It's,
interesting.
There'll be a lot to get out of this.
I
Maybe
feel-
we'll talk about artist and art separation a little bit more.
Nah. Maybe we'll
knows?
see.
It depends if it's amazing
Yeah,
or not.
We'll see what you have to
But,
say. There's a
I think it'll be divisive, if anything.
yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things to talk about is how polarizing this and Yeezus were.
I gotta listen to that first.
Okay,
I'm going to listen to that
do
first.
that. I think it's good to contextualize
Yeah,
it.
I'll be completely caught up. Listen to every one of his
Is
albums.
Life of Pablo more of Yeezus?
Is it like Yeezus Part 2? You mean essentially?
Is
Or
it basically going down the same path as Yeezus?
No,
Good.
It's like a step backwards, basically.
A step backwards in a good way.
In my opinion, yes, in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah. And from what I've seen, most people also think Pablo's better than Yeezus.
Generally, yeah.
But I'm not going to say how much better people think if
Uh-huh.
you haven't read, which I'm sure you've seen some things about it. But
I'm gonna listen to Yeezus too again, before I listen to this.
Yeezus is short too,
Yeah.
so that won't take up too much time at all. But yeah, Life of Pablo.
I was going to say something else, but I forgot. So we are moving on to Gus's recommendation. A precedent has been broken.
Precedent has been broken.
A
An
new media
apparent
form.
precedent.
A new media form.
Gonna have to fix the Google Doc.
What do you mean? Oh,
That was a joke.
I am just. Well, don't read any of this. Don't read any of it.
okay. I'll go like this.
I am
I'm not looking.
pitching a song by a band called Suicide, and it is not like a screamo death metal band. I promise you. They I don't know if they're still around or not, but they were from the 70s, a part of the no wave movement, which
What is
was it was basically a movement started to thwart new wave, which it didn't because new wave was way popular, and no wave wasn't. But the song is Frankie Teardrop. It's about 10 minutes, and I implore that you, when you listen to this, you do nothing else but you listen to the song and you dwell on it. You got to think about it. Don't be multitasking or anything.
I'm really
I will
scared.
I've only listened to the song one time.
The band's name is Scary.
Scared.
Yeah, their name is kind of scary. But this is a very, I guess, acclaimed song, so to speak. I even have Pitchfork called it Taxi Driver the Musical.
I love Taxi Driver.
I know, Taxi
That's
Driver's
funny.
awesome.
Haven't seen Taxi Driver.
A guy named Nick Hornby, I don't know who that is, but he wrote something. He wrote a book called 31 Songs, and he said, this is a song you will only listen to once, and that holds true for me, because I really only have listened to it once.
Are you serious?
I've only listened to it once.
What?
But you're going to have to listen to it again.
I'm going to listen to it again. It's been
Okay.
about 3 years, but it is.
Oh my God,
I'll say this much about this song. It to me it was very effective.
I was about to say, you listened to it once.
It's a very memorable
and 3
experience.
years later, you pitch it to us.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've been telling Sterling to listen to the song for a
You
while.
have, yeah.
And he hasn't.
I haven't, but now I have to.
Really quick side note.
Yeah.
You said Nick Hornby. If it's the same Nick Hornby that I thought of, he wrote Brooklyn.
Oh my God.
I
that would be
doubt
very
it.
funny.
That'd be a weird coincidence.
Wait, what did you say he said? He said that you only have to listen to it once?
No, he said it's a song you will only listen to once.
Why? What does that mean? Is he saying like it'll damage you?
I just would it be?
Maybe.
I don't want to say anything
yeah, then
about
don't, then
the
don't.
song because so how I listened to the song.
Yeah.
'Cause
Tell us about your experience.
I knew about Suicide because I was always looking through in high school. I was always looking through like greatest albums list, and this their self-titled debut was often on that list, or many lists rather. But speaking of Fantano again, I don't remember what video, but at one point he was like, "If this interests you at all, you should check out Frankie Teardrop by Suicide," and then another thing which I didn't listen to. But I was like, okay, I'll give this song a shot, and so I listened to it, and it is a very effective piece of music.
Wow.
No, when you talk about not experiencing something again, I completely get that. Like for film, I'm probably never going to see Schindler's List or 12 Years a Slave again. That's like a one-time thing. You watch it and
I've seen Schindler's List many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I've never seen 12 Years a Slave.
I don't feel compelled to. You know, it's like I had that experience. It was ingrained in my mind. I don't
get
need
that.
to see it again.
Sure.
I just think what he meant by you only listen to it once.
That's what I'm
is
curious
that,
about.
The first experience, you'll never experience it again. But I mean, you could say that about any song, but with this song in particular, you don't know what to expect. So I'm trying to hype this up as something you don't know what to expect.
Gotcha.
I didn't know what to expect, and then after I experienced it, I was like, wow. But now I know what to expect.
I'm like,
going into
I'm
it.
really hyped right now. I have no idea what.
Plus, I mean, it's a 10-minute song. This isn't like a radio song. You're not going to listen to this on a drive
for fun.
For fun, yeah. It's
okay.
It is an experience.
Okay.
So
what? You said no wave. Mm-hmm. What musically does that usually consist of?
It's very minimalist.
Okay.
Is it melody driven like Elton John?
I wouldn't imagine.
To the no.
Okay. What is an example of another no wave band that I may have heard of? If that's even possible. I'm just trying to.
Or another band that has a similar sound.
You know,
Perfect.
like they're not no wave, but Sonic Youth basically on the coattails of no wave.
Okay.
So that really what they try to do, they try to make unconventional music, so to speak. So like new wave took punk, and punk had that hard edge and everything, and then
it's like dance punk.
post punk had like experimentation and everything like that. But then new wave took it kind of like a synthy, gross, poppy direction in a lot of ways. And so with no wave, they ditched all the conventional stuff and just made very experimental music.
Okay.
It is an experimental genre.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hey, Sterling.
Yeah.
I bet this is a horrible song.
I bet you won't like it.
And you're just hyping it up on purpose.
Do you think Andrew will hate it?
Do I think Andrew will hate it? Andrew, this is a song you only listen to once.
Yes, I've said that many times.
yeah, I
Schindler's
know.
List of songs.
No, I was just joking around at that point. But it's not. No, this isn't going to be on his iTunes playlist, so to speak. Bruce Springsteen is a huge fan of the song. Influenced him on Nebraska, namely State Trooper.
And I love that song so much.
State Trooper is a great song.
And have you listened to the full album, Suicide?
I have not. That's why I
Oh,
didn't recommend the
okay.
full album. I just wanted to do the song.
It's off of this album?
Yeah.
Okay.
1977. Good year.
Minimalist proto-punk electronic rock synth pop, which there's really not much synth to this song. So
Synth pop.
yeah.
Proto-punk.
All right.
Wow.
So yeah, that is my pitch.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. Yeah,
I'm actually
This is
scared,
actually a really
but-
good mix of things, I think.
I'm
Device 6.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm-
Device 6 is compelling enough.
Yeah.
It sounds
Mhm.
interesting. How long did you say it was?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
You guys will enjoy it, as I'm sure I'll enjoy Suicide.
Suicide and the
Frankie
Life of
Teardrop.
Pablo.
Yeah, and then Life of Pablo. In two very interesting, very different.
It'll be interesting to talk about both
music.
of them side by side, actually,
Yeah.
I think.
I honestly don't know what you guys will think of Frankie Teardrop. Maybe
find-
it affected me on a level that it won't affect you guys.
Are there lyrics?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well,
God.
fuck, I just ruined the whole song.
Oh,
okay.
that's
New
the
pitch.
twist
Yeah.
at the end.
I'm doing
There's lyrics.
Crocodile Rock, Elton John.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Well.
We've reached the end of our show.
Episode 5.
In the bag.
Thank you, everybody,
Done.
for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Sterling, do you want to plug something?
What should I plug?
Sterling, plug something.
What should I plug?
I thought it was going to be next week that he plugged something.
I don't even know what I'm
March
plugging,
4th,
actually.
Sterling.
Oh, well, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
just talk
today's a
about it now.
good enough day to do it. We're
Yes.
recording on Friday, February 26th, and my band, The Happy All Right, is releasing our newest EP a week from today, which is going to be Friday, March 4th. And yeah, I guess this is going up on Wednesday. So,
So it'll be in 2 days.
yeah, in 2 days, go download that. Yeah,
It's free on Bandcamp, right?
it's going to be free on Bandcamp.
Woo!
Yeah, so you get up there and you pay nothing for that.
What's it called?
It's called Vacancies. It comes out Friday, March 4th.
Nice.
You should have wheelhouse us with that. Then we
Oh,
have to
that'd be
review it.
hilarious.
Really
Yeah.
funny.
Well,
That'd be a very funny
listened to it,
episode,
most of
actually.
it.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Oh my God, Andrew.
I don't have it. Why don't I have
I've
it?
definitely played it in a room you've been in
Yeah.
before. This definitely happened.
I played it literally in a room you've been in before.
Oh, I don't remember.
Anyways, let's leave.
Yes.
This is over.
Yeah, this is
Episode
done.
5.
All right. Everybody, what you can do that we'd really appreciate is if you'd like us on Facebook at facebook.com/wheelhousecast. Follow us on Twitter at wheelhousecast. Subscribe to our feed on iTunes where you can also rate and review us. Still one review. I don't know what you guys are doing. Lazy bums.
Not reviewing our own podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's it's almost like desperate,
Mhm.
Andrew. Or should I
Finally.
say miso soup?
What? Don't rat me out. Finally, if you have any questions or want to share your own review of any of the media we talk about, you can email us at wheelhousecast@gmail.com. Also, forgot to mention, our YouTube page is back up, miraculously.
Did they? Was there even like anything, or was it just back up?
So I was unrelenting in my appeal when I got a response saying, like, we've looked over your case and decided to keep your account suspended. I just wrote right back saying, like, I don't understand why we're taken down.
Good.
What do we need to do? And about the third time, they said, after reviewing your case, we decided to unsuspend your account.
Jesus.
Automated
Wow,
message,
about
no
time.
reason why. It was just like, okay.
Just annoying. YouTube, fix your system.
Yeah, it's like a random check at the airport. Like, come on.
Yeah. But we do have future plans for making use of YouTube
Stay tuned.
and other interesting show changes.
I don't even know what they're talking about, so it's exciting for me.
That's because
too.
you're fired.
I'm fired again. Damn.
All right. Well, thank you, Sterling. Thank you, Gus.
Thanks,
man.
Andy.
My name is Andrew, reminding you, a wheelhouse a day keeps a doctor away.
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was fine. Okay. Yeah. Better than last time.
No comment.